Good morning, good evening. Welcome back, wherever you from in the world. What's up, y'all? What's up? What's up? Happy Saturday. Happy Saturday to y'all. It's currently Saturday, March the 14th, 2026. Welcome back. Hopefully everybody's doing well. Hopefully everybody's staying safe, being productive. Hopefully people are ready to learn, you know what I'm saying? Ready to learn some fundamental, some technical analysis. We're going to get into the news. What's up, Abdul? Who all we got in the building? Make sure y'all hit that like button, subscribe. Doing a little Saturday review. Get into some headlines. I think it's 1 second. Let me pull up my chat. Make sure my chat is doing right. Okay. Y'all press 1 if y'all can hear me. Press 1 if y'all can hear me. Trying to get some audio feedback. I should be good, but I'm just checking. Okay, welcome back, Shep. Welcome back. Appreciate that. All right. So, coming off the week so far in the markets, we have had another volatile week. We've been having oil spiking back and forth. Oil very volatile. We got the conflict in the Middle East. To me, it's only intensifying. A lot of reports are, a lot of things we're not getting. You know what I'm saying? A lot of things are kind of being shadow banned. But I think it's worse than what they're saying over there. That's just my opinion. Rumors of Benjamin Netanyahu. I can't even say his name. Benjamin Netanyahu. There's rumors that he's passed. I can't confirm that nor deny it, but we're going to get into that. I can't confirm that nor deny that. We're going to get into that. The Strait of Hormuz over there, they have layered it with landmines. So that right there, that little choke point is the reason why oil, the dollar, a lot of things are spiking right now. Treasuries, definitely having some geopolitical, some global impacts, right? So as long as that conflict continues to go on and get dragged out, I think inflation is going to rise. I think things will get worse than what they're trying to perceive. 1 second. But right now I'm looking at the dollar, right? So as you can see, this is a daily chart, right? The dollar has been rallying, showing strength. At the same time, treasuries have been going lower. So that to me is telling me that they're printing currency. They are printing currency. So whenever they print money, inflation starts to rise. Whenever the treasuries go lower, the dollar starts to strengthen. So the treasuries are selling off, right? People are selling treasury bonds. And here we are, dollar rallying. And as long as the dollar rallies, right, more currency is being flooded into the market and people are parking their money from the stock market into cash or other markets like the commodities. But the dollar has been expanding higher. We took out liquidity, key levels back in November last year, buy side liquidity. And that was a key level right there, right? And where can I see the dollar going next? Well, it depends on how we open up on Monday, right? Depends on how we open up Monday. But I can see the dollar reaching for this long-term high over here back in May 2025. What's up, Adam? Japan, Korea, read the act against FX volatility. Okay, if you got a link, drop it. If you got a link for me, drop it. I'll read it. If you got a link for me, drop it for me, please. I'll read it. But yeah, the dollar spiking, right? Spiking. I could see it coming up to about 101. And let's look at the weekly. right? And this dollar rallying, right, has a large impact on foreign currencies. Foreign currencies are kind of selling off over there in Europe, the UK, the EU. Their currencies are dropping, and they're also experiencing economic downfall because of what's going on in the Middle East. So they're over there having to make some decisions, right? I've been seeing all kind of news. I can't even keep up with all the news, so it's so much. It's so much. But the dollar is rallying higher, right, with all this conflict going on. And I can see it coming up to this level. And if it gets really extreme, right, if it gets really extreme, and this has been the past 2 weeks for the dollar. The dollar hasn't seen this much volume in about a year, man. It hasn't seen this much volume in about a year. So it's starting to rally, and we gained a lot of distance in 1 week. And if it continues to rally higher, I could see it trading up into this level up here, this level of liquidity. And we got a SIBI, which stands for sell side imbalance, buy side inefficiency, right? So strong dollar equals weaker stock market equals weaker currencies, right? So let's compare, right? Let's look at the dollar. Now let's look at the euro, let's look at the euro dollar. So as you can see, the dollar, and I got a lot of levels marked up because I was analyzing foreign exchange markets. I have a lot of levels that are marked up, but as you can see, as of recently, the euro has been selling off because of the dollar strength. And if you don't know, in Forex, whenever the dollar shows bullishness or strength, you can bet that the foreign currencies will show weakness, right? They are, what I'm trying to say, what's the word? They are reverse correlated, right? They're reverse correlated. So if the dollar goes higher, the euro goes lower, the pound goes lower. So you can see the euro is selling off. They're experiencing high energy costs over there. Like I said, I seen 14 to 16 pounds or euros for a gallon of gas. So yeah, it's getting real crazy, and it's happening fast, right? So look at the sell-off, low resistance sell-off, and it's attacking liquidity, right? Old levels in the market. I can go ahead and remove these levels because those were targets for me for the euro. Now, you know, if you just compare the two, you see the dollar strength, euro weakness. Let me go down to the daily on the dollar. Dollar strength, right? Let's go to the euro. Euro weakness. Y'all see how that works? Who knew that? Who knew that? Anybody ever knew that? Has anybody ever known that these pairs are closely correlated, and they're inversely correlated, meaning they do opposing. Whatever the dollar does, the euro, the pound does different. That might be something new to y'all, but again, the euro selling off. So people in the UK, you know, I probably need to go look up some UK headlines. Matter of fact, let's go do that right quick. Not the UK. Let's look at the pound first, and then I'm gonna go over there. So you can see the pound, right? The pound doing the same thing. Top of the year, right? The pound went higher, and it cleared out these highs over here to the left. You see this? They're equal highs. What's above those highs? Y'all tell me in the chat. What's above these highs right here? If y'all just coming in, make sure y'all subscribe, hit that like button. We're going over some technical analysis. We're gonna get into the headlines. And, you know, we're gonna chop it up this Saturday morning or wherever you're at in the world. It might be evening, whatever. Dusty said money. Yeah, there's money, but what reference? If we're going to use these concepts, smart money concepts, what's above these highs? You see how price rallies? Clear these highs out. Smart money is offloading their long positions. So they went long down here, right? And they're offloading their long positions up here on the buy side. And yes, SHEP, liquidity. So they're offloading long positions, and they've been prepared to short this market since January. So smart money, the market makers, they're already knowing ahead of time what they want to do. So they offload their long positions, and now they short it back down to the sell side. And this is all pre-planned. Nothing is random. These things are well thought out months in advance. The world ain't what you think it is. It's a game. It's a chessboard. Right? They're playing games, economic games. The whole plan is to liquidate you, wipe you out, whether you got a 401k, whether you're trading in these markets or investing long term, their goal is to transfer the wealth to the elites, right? So that's what you're seeing. So right now, people that are holding pounds, the pound is losing value, and it's losing value rapidly. It's unfortunate that the people over there, they're at the mercy of the United States dollar. Whatever we do, we make the world. When I say we, United States, because I'm a citizen. Whatever the United States does impacts everybody, and that's why a lot of the world, they want their freedom. They want to break away from the system, like the BRICS nations. But it's even looking like the European nations. It looks like they want to break away as well. Like, they tired of this bullshit because nobody told America to go drop them bombs. You can see America doing it solo. In the past, we used to have a coalition. We used to do things together. But now it's like, hey, that's not good business for us. And you can see the impacts of what's going on. So look, the pound, this is the pound selling off, right? Let's go back to the euro. Euro selling off, right? You see the euro selling off. Same philosophy, same concepts. Yeah, all these markets are similar. The euro rallies higher, takes out liquidity, sells off, right? The pound rallies higher, takes out liquidity, sells off. The dollar, which is inversely correlated. The dollar trades down, right? Takes out sell side liquidity, rallies higher. Dollar bullish, currency's weaker. Dollar bullish, currency's bearish, right? So as long as this dollar continues to gain strength, that's putting pressure on the rest of the economy, right? It's putting pressure on the rest of the economy. So let's come over to the news right quick. Let me come see if I can find any headlines with let's go to the Europe. EU economy. Let's put that in. EU economy. And let's see if we got any headlines, anything that's recent with the EU. Because I don't know if we get any headlines like that over here. I'm telling you, they got a firewall on this internet. UK economy. Let's put today. They said the UK flatlined in January. Let's come back right quick. Let me play this. One second.
January, according to the Office for National. The UK economy failed to grow in January, according to the Office for National Statistics, which described the figures as subdued. Experts had predicted a slight rise in GDP. There was no growth at all in the services sector, while fewer people went out to eat, with a 2.7% fall in services related to food and drink.
So you see that right there in the UK, their economy failed to grow back in January. That was in January. I don't know why YouTube, I know I don't live in the UK, but I'm kind of like not getting that news. Let me see. I kind of want to just get some UK economy news, but it's not much that I see. Friday, UK moves to protect economy as oil surges. Let's check this out right quick.
But the job of government is obviously to get ahead, to look around the corner, to work with others. And the Chancellor speaks to the Governor of the Bank of England on a daily basis. We're looking cross-departmental within government, assessing the risks, monitoring, and talking to our international partners as well about what more we can do together to reduce the likely impact on people here and businesses here.
So yeah, there you go. So you can clearly see the UK over there, they're going through it. You know what I'm saying? They're going through it. And I just showed you what that looks like in the chart. So you can see it in the charts, right? You can see the weakness of this currency and the rising of inflation, right? The rising of inflation because they struggling with the energy costs. Let's come over here. What can I look at now? So that's the currencies. I show you the currencies. We're still going to refer to the dollar. Now let's look at oil. Let's check out oil, right? It's been a volatile week for oil. Let me go down to the weekly. Been a volatile week for oil. Look at these spikes in price, right? As a trader, as a day trader, right, this is a market that is hands off. You will get your face ripped off trying to trade this, right? Look at the gaps in this. Look at the volatility. 2 weeks ago, right? 2 weeks ago, oil was at $65, right? $65 a barrel. And then from $65 a barrel all the way up to about $120 a barrel, right? So the volatility is there. It's very volatile. And earlier this week that just passed, oil dropped down to $76, right? And then it shot up to $119. And then it finally closed at $99. Let's go ahead and round off to $100 per barrel. So that's oil right now. Now, oil isn't done, y'all. As long as this conflict continues to happen, right? As long as this conflict continues to go on, I could see oil spiking up again, some crazy shit, right? Just something crazy, and it keeps coming up, and it's gonna want to aim for these highs up here. Let me mark that high out. Somebody said it earlier, money, right? There's orders up there, but they're gonna do it in a volatile way. They're gonna continue to put pressure on the economy, etc. But Buddhist priest, what's up? What if they're trying to make a fake flag? You mean a false flag, but Buddha priest? Man, I've been hearing all kind of rumors. Make sure y'all smash that like button, man. Hit that like button for me. If y'all in here, you ain't hit that like button. If you brand new, subscribe. You know what I'm saying? Don't just come over here. Come kick it with me. Come kick it with me. Subscribe. Smash that like button. Help me get them likes up. But Buddhist priest, you said, what if they do a false flag? That's in the cards. You already know that's in the cards. So a false flag can set all these markets off. You know what I'm saying? And it get real extreme, real crazy. You know, warning, caution. It could get really crazy out here in the economy if there's a false flag. You know it's in the cards. We all know that's coming. We know that's coming. But look, oil, I got my target as 129, 130. That's my near-term target for oil. I could see it spiking up there and getting that. Now, if it gets really more intense over there, let's go out to the monthly. If it gets even more intense in the Middle East, right, I could see oil coming up to this level right here back in 2008. We can come back up to 2008 highs as long as this thing gets drawn out. And I think that's kind of where they want to bring us. You know what I'm saying? We're going to get into it with the news, you know. They're laying landmines out in the Strait of Hormuz. Iran, that's their political card where they can strain the entire global economy. It's real serious over there. They're blowing up tankers. You know, no tankers can pass. Everybody's scared to pass through that strait. And oil production, oil shipping, all of that has slowed down. And that's putting a severe strain on the economy, right? So I could see on Sunday, which is tomorrow, this market opening up again, being extremely volatile. How much are y'all paying in your area? Is it fluctuating? Is it going up and down? We're going to get into it here in a minute. But oil, I could see it coming up to 2008 highs, and I could see it going to $150 per barrel, right? $150. And if it continues to get even more drastic, $200 per barrel. $200 per barrel. I could see it easily, right? I could see that easily. So let's go look at the news with that, though. Let's go check out the news with oil and gas, etc. Let's hear what the people got to say. Let's hear what the people got to say and the citizens.
He started this. He's the one who should be paying for it, but it doesn't come out of his pocket. It comes out of our pocket.
Surging gas prices are complicating things for the Trump administration that was already dealing with affordability issues. In just the last week, the price of a gallon of regular gas jumped by more than 30 cents. So now the administration is saying this is just short-term pain at the pump for long-term gain with Iran.
We are defanging Iran's abilities to threaten American troops in the areas, its allies, its neighbors, and global energy markets. So yes, you've got to go through short-term pain to solve a long-term problem.
We spoke to drivers passing through this New Jersey gas station to ask them if that pain is worth it.
I don't think it's worth it. Like, we're paying the price of the war.
If we have to suffer through a little bit of gas prices going up, then we have to suffer through it. and it's a small pain to take for the rest of the world.
Well, as a day-to-day working class man, it definitely has an impact on my family life, not being able to afford as much. I mean, I'm 25 years old and I can hardly afford to own a house.
No matter how drivers feel, according to GasBuddy, the national average is expected to rise by another 10 cents in just a week. And in the next couple weeks, it could get up to $4 a gallon.
I can't believe we still got people out here like this guy right here. You know what I'm saying? What if it takes what if it needs? No, people in your own country suffering, bro. This guy right here. You know what I'm saying? I can't believe we still got people out here like this. You know, whatever it takes for the country and the world.
If we have to suffer through a little bit of gas prices going up, then we have to suffer through it.
We just got to suffer through it. No, motherfucker. Anybody out there feel like this? Anybody out there feel like this? Y'all let me know in the chat. But that's some views and perspectives from some of the people, man. That's some of the views and perspective from some of the people. Let me see. Let me see. But yeah, that's the gas prices, right? Gas prices being impacted by oil. Let's get some headlines overnight. Let's see how. Let's get a little update on the second week or third week, day 14. Well, I think we're in the third week going into the fourth week of the war in Iran. So let's get some updated headlines and let's see what's going on with that.
It's day 14 of the war with Iran. Here's ABC's Ian Pennell.
Tonight, new images of one of the two planes involved in a deadly crash of a U.S. refueling jet, killing all 6 American crew members.
So you heard that. That is breaking news. We are losing troops over there. I'm hearing rumors that a lot of the numbers aren't what they say it is. They trying to like downplay the numbers of people, Americans are dying over there. We got jets getting shot down. We got big, huge aircraft getting shot down. We got whole crew members dying, you know what I'm saying, in these aircrafts. And I can't confirm nor deny what's going on over there because it's a media war. It's a propaganda war going on. So that, to me, that's huge. You know, we losing pieces of equipment that's expensive and we losing whole crew members. So that's crazy.
Jet killing all 6 American crew members. Officials say 2 KC-135 jets were over friendly airspace in western Iraq on a combat mission when one went down for reasons that have yet to be explained. This one landing safely in Israel. Images obtained by CAN 11 showing damage to the tail section. An urgent investigation now underway. The Pentagon saying the crash was not due to hostile or friendly fire.
War is hell. War is chaos. And as we saw yesterday with the tragic crash of our KC-135 tanker, bad things can happen. American heroes, all of them.
In a further expansion of the war, the Pentagon tonight sending 5,000 Marines and sailors aboard 3 Navy amphibious ships to the Middle East. Officials stressing the deployment doesn't mean those Marines will be used as a ground force in Iran, but they do have that capability.
Welcome to the new generation of web creation, where words can launch a...
So that's the update. We're sending more troops over to the Middle East, right? We're sending more troops to the Middle East.
David Muir, ABC's World.
1 second. All right, we sending more troops to the Middle East, and that's not a good sign.
It's day 4.
Because we need some support and some backup, right? Need that backup and support. So that's not a good sign. Let's take a look at gas, right? Gas. So this is gas, natural gas chart. Natural gas currently trading at $3.12. It's a little bit more stable than oil, right? So natural gas isn't really being impacted by this as of now. What else we got? Went over the currencies. We're going to get into the stock market here in a minute. So give me 1 second. Let's look at some economic news. Let's see. Well, let's come over to X. So there's rumors There's rumors. I can't confirm, nor can I deny if this man has passed away or not, right? I'm seeing a whole lot of craziness online. Now they saying his son was unalived, but this man right here, this is huge. If he is off this planet, are we witnessing something that are we in the Matrix? Are we in the Matrix? Reports that are saying Benjamin Netanyahu has been killed by Iranian airstrikes. No official confirmation yet. But this is all over the goddamn internet, right? All over the internet. Let's hear what this guy has to say right here.
Do you guys think Benjamin Netanyahu's alive? I'm getting reports from a lot of different sources that he might actually be gone. Him and his brother from one of the Iranian missile strikes. Here's a video of his latest speech that's supposed to be him.
And I believe we all recognize the fact that we will reach to the kingdom. We will make.
But here's what happens when you zoom in really close. Is this AI?
I don't know, man. I don't know. We don't know what's real. We don't know what's real.
Anyway, what do you guys think? Comment below.
What do y'all think, man? What do y'all think? You know what I'm saying? What do y'all think? Check it out, man. This is how we about to be riding around in the United States. You know what I'm saying? This is how we about to be riding around in the United States. We got our GPS, our phone, and horses. You know what I'm saying? We got to take it back to them times, right? Let's check what this guy has to say.
Is Netanyahu dead? Rumors are flying online that Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is either dead or in a coma. This is a claim that's been blasting through social platforms today. And tonight we can tell you it's a very real possibility that Netanyahu was killed in a missile strike. Let's talk about what we know. First of all, Netanyahu had an in-person meeting this week with a U.S. envoy, and that meeting was canceled at the last minute. That means nothing on its own, right? But in reality, Netanyahu has not made any public appearances all week long until last night when a video address to Israel was posted online. Here's the problem with that. That video address became a huge piece of evidence that something is very wrong. Look at the video. It's clearly AI. At one point, Netanyahu has 6 fingers and then back to 5. Also, at another point in the video, some of his teeth disappear. Then they reappear. The video is clearly AI. It's not Netanyahu. But there's more, because late today, reports that the official office of the Prime Minister account on X posted this tweet before removing it. And that tweet reads like this, quote, "Rumors circulating on social media about PM Benjamin Netanyahu's status are unconfirmed." What does that mean? Unconfirmed? "We urge citizens to rely on verified updates. Efforts are underway to establish contact. PM Netanyahu remains committed to Israel's security." Again, that tweet was later deleted, but again, it's not evidence on its own that he's dead, but it's certainly very strange. Again, saying that these reports are unconfirmed. And then there's another situation that might be related. We don't know yet, but in a shocking moment just hours ago, Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent was pulled out of an interview because the president needed to speak with him urgently in the Situation Room. Watch the way Bessent can't find his words when he comes back.
Oh, okay. Okay, no problem at all.
Yeah, the internet on it.
See you shortly, Mr. Secretary. Mr. Secretary, I have to say, it's a first, I'm sure a last as well, that an interviewee's been pulled away to go to the Situation Room. How was the president? Was he stressed?
No, the president is in great spirits. The Iranian mission is proceeding well ahead of schedule.
Oh, they lying.
And I have to tell you, Wolf, that I've a teenager who's considering military service.
Again, evidence on its own that Netanyahu's dead? Absolutely not. But all of this taken together, and it is a story definitely worth watching very carefully.
Man, something going on. What y'all think, man? What y'all think? Something is going on, all right? So they not just these reports, you know what I'm saying? Like, come on now. Why was Benson, why was he talking like that? Why was he stumbling and trembled? You know what I'm saying? News confirmed, great leader Netanyahu's death has been confirmed. Now, I can't confirm nor deny. It's the internet. You know what I'm saying? It's the internet. And then they say, hey, major alert, exclusive footage of the Israeli prime minister covered in a white sheet being put in the back of an ambulance. We can't confirm nor deny that. I don't know. He probably killed in action. The truth has become scarce. It is. But they saying this is like a video, but I can't confirm that. We don't know that. If that was him being put in the back of a van, that's crazy. You know what I'm saying? Look at this. We don't know if this is a real photo. Don't know. Reliable source confirms the death of Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu after the residence in Tel Aviv targeted by Iranian drone. Man, look. If there's smoke, there's fire, y'all. If there's smoke, it's fire. Make him appear. He got to walk out right now. You know what I'm saying? Make him meet Donald Trump right now, right? He needs to link up with somebody. They probably already got his, you know, I ain't gonna go there. Reports are rapidly circulating that Netanyahu may have been killed in an Iranian attack. Nothing is confirmed. So this is all over the internet. Can we bring our troops home and declare Iran the victor if it turns out to be that Netanyahu's dead? Let's see.
So the photo you're looking at here on the screen is of Netanyahu. This is with them. This is Israel trying to claim that Netanyahu was alive because we haven't heard from him, I think, in like 5 to 7 days. And the internet's all this chatter. They took out the head of Mossad. They took out Netanyahu's brother. They took out Ben Gurion. And now nobody's seen Netanyahu since. So everybody's claiming that he's dead. So yesterday, Israel tried to put out this video of Netanyahu. And lo and behold, AI, somebody caught it, shows that he has 6 fingers. So the world thinks Netanyahu's dead. Everybody on the internet's talking about he's dead. We haven't seen the man in about 7 days. Every one of his leaders that surround him is dead. Trump tells us that the Strait of Hormuz is open. The first ship that goes through it gets blown up. They claim that Iran's wiped off the map, and yet they sent their largest barrage of missiles that absolutely devastated Israel yesterday. I mean, Tel Aviv has almost turned into Gaza. They're out of power. Israel is getting their ass handed to them. And lo and behold, Netanyahu is fucking dead. At least we think. And until they prove otherwise, I mean, I'm looking at this photo here. The man has 6 fucking fingers. So where is he? I mean, it's wartime. He's the leader. He should be leading his troops. He should be out there fucking every day, every night giving updates, rallying the troops behind his fucking never-ending war. I mean, U.S. troops are coming home dead. How many Israelis are dead? How many Israeli IDF soldiers that are on the actual battlefield are dead? Have we lost more American soldiers? Are they why the fuck are our troops on the fucking front lines? Why are our troops in harm's way? Oh yeah, because Trump decided to start a war with Iran and send our fucking children to die. Another 6 came home dead in body bags yesterday. We know that the numbers are fucking lying. We heard upwards of thousands of U.S. troops are fucking dead. They're only forced to admit the ones that we catch on camera, like when a plane gets blown out of the fucking sky. But anyways, I'll just kind of leave it there. These motherfuckers are going to get all of our fucking boys and girls sent home in body bags. They don't give a fuck. Trump's ego, yep, just a few more. This is war. That's what happens in war. Your children coming home in body bags. Yep, I'll be out playing in around 18 today. Literally playing golf off the coffins of our children. Fucking guy, man. Piece of shit, man. I can't believe I fucking campaigned for this asshole. MAGA fucking, I drank that Kool-Aid so hard. I was like fucking shooting up the MAGA Kool-Aid. Snorting it, shooting it up, blowing it off hookers' asses. I mean, pick your tea, dude. Fucking Trump, man. I sold us out. What a fucking dude. What a piece of shit, man. The amount of people that I fought with and convinced to love this dude, and this is how he treated us. So we're fucking embarrassed. We all are embarrassed we voted for this dude. God bless Iran. So,
yeah, man. So, I feel like where there's smoke, there's fire, right? There's smoke, there's fire. People turning against Trump. It's not going to be looking good for him. I've even heard people wanting to impeach him. Now, if that happens, I don't think that happens. Hey, man, what y'all think, man? Y'all give me an honest, I got 11 people in here. Y'all give me an honest perspective. Y'all think he's alive or dead? Because they're kind of suppressing this, and I think they're suppressing the numbers of people dying on the Iranian side. I mean, on the Israeli side and the U.S. side, right? I think they're fudging the numbers a little bit because, you know, it could be serious, you know. Where are the families? Dusty, you say you think he dead? Look at it. It's all over my timeline. If there's smoke, there's fire. Why would the internet, you know? And then I just seen a photo of the fake. You know, I don't want to get into that, but, you know, let's see what this soldier got to say. See what this U.S. soldier got to say.
I love this country. Hey, I don't know who need to hear this. You know what I'm saying? I see a lot of people be talking shit about America. Hey, if you don't like America, go to another country, bitch. I love this country. I'll protect this bitch.
Yeah, he young. You know what I'm saying? He young. America don't love you, homie. America don't love you. Yeah, man, that's that's a crazy photo right there, right? That's a crazy photo. I had no comments though. But hey, man, if there's smoke, there's fire. I can't confirm this neither. I don't know if that's real or not. You know what I'm saying? You know, while we in America, the entertainment business, you know, they're entertainers, all the artists, all the major artists, they perform satanic rituals and shit. I like this guy, Keith D. Shout out to him. If y'all never seen his YouTube channel, y'all go listen to him. And then y'all send, if y'all watch him, y'all go send them people over here. You know what I'm saying? I think we could collaborate. Iran just said that they are willing to allow ships through the Strait of Hormuz. The oil on board has been paid using Chinese yuan. Y'all heard that? So there's rumors that, or it might be true, the only way that Iran will open up the strait is if other countries can trade in the Chinese yuan. But you already know we ain't gonna have that. We ain't gonna have that. So let's see what Keith D has to say. He's real a brilliant fella. You know what I'm saying? He's a brilliant fella.
If you're one of those people who hates conspiracy theories, go ahead and scroll by. What just happened in this conflict with Iran and the United States just took a massive turn. And I'm not sure that people are seeing the implications of what this actually means. So as we know, Iran has blocked the Strait of Hormuz, which is where 20% of the world's oil supply flows through. This also accounts for fertilizer, as well as other important things that people need to actually survive as a country. Now, what just happened just an hour ago is that Iran is reportedly now considering letting tankers through the Strait of Hormuz only if the oil on board is traded in Chinese yuan rather than the US dollar. Now, when I saw this, once again, call me a conspiracy theorist, but the only thing that came to my mind was, how on earth would you verify something like that? And it made me think of a specific type of technology that's almost designed for this kind of a use case. We already know that Iran has been known for using Tether, a stablecoin, as a way to evade US. And we're just now getting reports that Iran actually used Bitcoin to send funds to its proxy groups in the middle of an internet blackout that was happening in February. So would it really be all that much of a surprise if all of a sudden this conflict that's breaking out in the Middle East turns into a massive conversation around the adoption of blockchain, crypto, and specifically the use of stablecoins to settle trade outside of the US dollar system? This is your daily brief. Be sure to hit that like button and subscribe to stay up to date with what's going on with this war. And if you're one of those people who hates conspiracy theories, go ahead and scroll.
Crypto being the wild card. What's up, Jay Manson? Appreciate y'all joining. If y'all just joining, make sure y'all hit that like button, subscribe if you're brand new. Shout out to Keith D, man. Shout out to Keith D. He's very enlightened. So it's an illusion. Hey, boss, have you ever seen the world's islands in Dubai? You should Google that when you have time. Just Google World Islands Dubai. So we can do that right now. Let's see. What are you talking about? What are you trying to hit at? World Islands in Dubai. I think I know what you're talking about. Like, yeah, I know about this. I've seen this before. What about it? What is it? Have it been blown up? I know about this. They got the little islands, artificial islands, and they name them all the countries, whatever. Yeah, they name them after different countries. What about them? I've seen this. This isn't nothing new. I've seen this though. Dubai has always been innovating and expanding. So I've seen this before, and it's probably like the elites. You can buy these little islands or whatever. The elites, you know, if you got money. You said they got a bunch named after the United States now. Yeah, I'm familiar with this. But who the hell wants to buy that shit when they're shooting rockets and missiles over there? What I'm hearing is like Dubai, like they running out of the systems to defend themselves. So Dubai is probably like a ghost town right now. Dubai is kind of like Vegas. Y'all been seeing Vegas, Las Vegas, how empty Las Vegas is. People not really trying to go to Las Vegas right now because of, you know, the economy. The casino age is kind of dying down. You know, people can't afford to gamble. So Vegas is losing their local economy. That's kind of how I see Dubai in the future, right? It's shiny and bright right now until it's not, because it's literally in the fucking desert. But yeah, I've seen that before. Let's come back to X. I'm gonna get back to the charts in a minute. Make sure y'all smash that like button. Iran just offered to reopen the Strait of Hormuz. Yeah, we just went over that. The entire world stops using the dollar. So yeah, crypto, man. Crypto is the wild card in all of this. Does the world start using crypto and say the hell with everything the U.S. is talking about? You know what I'm saying? Look at this. Drones in Iran. The drones in Iran, they revealed newly made advanced military drones that could damage 6 times more than that large one, that Shahed 136, and it costs cheap. It costs about $4,500 to $8,000, and they pretty much saying that something like this is what took out Benjamin Netanyahu. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, look at that. They developing, they getting advanced. Iran trying to defend themselves, and these drones right here, you know, drone warfare is a whole nother reality. You know, America, I think some of these planes that are getting shot down are probably getting hit by drones. So. Yeah, man, we living in a whole different world. Again, the U.S. deploys about 2,200 Marines to the Middle East. Busiest shipping lanes, right? The busiest shipping lanes in the world. The busiest shipping lanes in the world. So we got the English Channel, right? We got the Malacca Strait. We got the Hormuz Strait. We got the Suez Canal. We got the Panama Canal. And we got the Bosphorus Strait in Europe. So these are the busiest shipping routes in the world, right? And if one of them gets shut down, the Strait of Hormuz, it's the critical passage. Let me zoom in a little bit. A critical passageway for global oil transport connecting the Persian Gulf to the open ocean. The English Channel connects the North Sea to Atlantic, handling hundreds of vessels daily, crucial for European trade. You know that's going to stay open. The Malacca Strait, a vital artery between the Indian and Pacific Oceans, crucial for global energy and trade flows. Suez Canal, a key artificial waterway in Egypt linking the Mediterranean and Red Sea, shortening east-west voyages. But the Panama Canal, an engineering marvel connecting the Atlantic and the Pacific Oceans, vital for American and global trade. Right. While we over there policing the Hormuz, Strait of Hormuz, we need to come over here and handle our business in the Panama Canal. Right. This right here. This lady says, I'm not going to lie. When I first saw this, I thought it was AI. If it's true, we have a problem. So I guess they're saying like all the CEOs right now are from like India or Pakistan. What's this flag right here, y'all? I forget the flag. What's this little flag right here? Y'all let me know. Is that India or Pakistan? They look Indian though. But Google, Microsoft, YouTube, top corporations in the world, all Indians at the helm, the CEOs. That's pretty crazy, right? Let's see. I'm just going through some news articles that I've seen over the day, past 24 hours. Yeah, the escalating conflict in the Middle East has entered a grim chapter as the United States begins the repatriation of the bodies of 1,100 soldiers following 9 days of intense military attack. So, yeah, they're kind of downplaying the numbers, and now we're getting reports of thousands of soldiers lost their life. That is insane to me. After 9 days of strikes against Iran, U.S. returns home 1,100 of its dead soldiers. Has anybody been to one of these, right? Has anybody seen this? You said the Claver Domino. Hey, Claver is gonna be worshipped. That man's expression, I probably wouldn't make it. So this is out on the Strait of Hormuz, right? This is like actual footage. I can confirm this ain't AI right here. So you got workers out there on these big cargo ships, and they just sitting out there, they're kind of like fearing for their life, right? So let's play this. They're out there fearing for their life while they sit and watch other cargo ships burn down, right? So it's like they are nervous. You know what I'm saying? It's day to day with them. They don't know if something's going to get blown up or not. Look at that. That's crazy right now. So a lot of things they're not reporting. That's critical, right? Let me see. Let's see what this guy got to say. Black Swan Capitalist. Let's see what he has to say.
When the mainstream media and the big voices out there that got it wrong before start telling you that everything is fine in the markets, that's usually when you need to pay closer attention. Now, I want to point out something very important that the mainstream financial media does not want you to know. You see, something interesting just unfolded. The S&P 500 is beginning to show clear signs of a potential topping formation on the chart, and the DXY is beginning to strengthen. And almost right on cue, interestingly, Jim Cramer, the television personality behind the CNBC Investing Club, just made a post on X and came out saying he's not buying the idea that this resembles a 2007 style setup. He's not buying that idea. Right afterwards, he made another post on X saying that they are actually doing a bit of buying for their trust, stating that the market is so oversold. Interestingly, this catches my attention because Cramer has developed a reputation over the years for making very confident calls at precisely the wrong moments. Every single time, almost. Now, that dynamic, you have to understand, is not accidental. This is by design and has been a reoccurring pattern for many years. And the financial media is controlled by a few conglomerates and serves as a channel through which they shape opinion, sentiment, and guide retail investors into becoming exit liquidity on the way out and entry liquidity on the way in. And what they don't want you to know about Jim Cramer is that he's paid significant amounts of money to promote stock buy and sell recommendations for the big players to deliberately mislead investors and the majority of market participants so that they can make money. Now, one of the most notable examples was in 2008, when Jim Cramer famously insisted that Bear Stearns was fine, just before the investment bank collapsed under the weight of its exposure to toxic subprime mortgage securities during the great financial crisis. Now, to be clear, this isn't a signal that anyone should rely on in isolation or alone, okay? But when you see the media narratives and the talking heads emerging right as the charts are hinting at a potential exhaustion and late-stage cycle behavior, even if we get a small relief rally, it's still at least worth paying attention to and worth noting.
So yeah, man, that's that man's opinion. You know, that's his insight. You know, clearly, I like that he got his charts up back there. He's staying in tune. And he talked about, you know, the stock market starting to slip. Now, we've been on this. I've been hinting at that for a while now. Let's come over here. Look at the S&P 500, right? What did we do this week? We had a good week. I had a good day yesterday and Thursday, right? Had a good old day, not in the S&P, but the Nasdaq. Matter of fact, I'm gonna start off on the Nasdaq. Had a good day shorting the Nasdaq yesterday and Thursday, right? This is the monthly chart. All right, giving you a long-term perspective, roughly about 9 to 18 months perspective on my chart. S&P slipping. That's what I'm saying. We got an economic downturn coming. It's here. It's already begun. It's starting to top out. It topped out up here, right? And I'm going to look about what you want to do. You want to start on the current candle, look to the left about 9 to 18 months. All right, I'm going to look at I'm going to go out to about 18 months right there. 18 months. That's my range right there, from this low to that high right there, up there. So what does that look like? Let me draw a Fibonacci on that. Let's take a Fibonacci from this low up to this high right there. Boom. And then I'm going to do my Dillon range. And you can see we at premiums, right? Smart money. We're at all-time high levels. I believe the stock market is overinflated. We got war. We got geopolitical, economic turmoil, oil spiking higher, inflation. We got all these things coming up. So I can see stock market dropping with the Nasdaq. I can see it dropping. Let's say it starts to slip, right? Say it starts to slip. And when it slips, I can see it coming down to this right here. Y'all in the chat, what is this right here? Make sure y'all smash that like button if you just joining. Subscribe. What is this right here on the monthly time frame? Showing you that this shit is, we can predetermine, we can predict the movement of the market, right? Can predict and predetermine the move of the market. What is that right there? Anybody knows? Anybody knows? Smash that like button, y'all. AWB, liquidity? Nah, man, that ain't liquidity, man. That's not liquidity. Now, we got liquidity resting below the market, of course, but what is this right here that I'm showing you? Shout out to you, Shep. Yeah, it's a BISI. Buy side imbalance, sell side inefficiency. Where is it at? Resting in this range. It's still at a premium, right? That BISI right there is at a premium. I could see us trading down into this BISI. Boom. So if I can expect that being a draw, I can expect this being a draw, right? And it's still on the premium side of the market. But guess what? BISIs can become inverted. And let's say we invert this BISI, meaning we trade directly through it, invert it, and come lower below equilibrium, which is fair value. And it comes down below equilibrium, it comes down into discount. If it comes down into discount, what do I see? Look to the left. Oh shit, 1 second. 1 second. What do y'all see? What do y'all see? What is this right here? On the discount side of that 18-month range. Yep, there's an order block too. You see these right here? There's an order block, but then you got a BISI. You got an order block. So we can kind of forecast into the future. And that's why we trade futures. I trade the futures market. So why do you think they call the futures market the futures market? Because you're trying to predict the future. That's why it's called the futures market. That's essentially what I'm showing you how to do right now. This is a monthly. So every one of these candles on this chart right here, every one of these candles roughly take 31 days, 30 to 31 days each month. So this is a long-term view, long-term view. It doesn't have to come down to this level. It doesn't have to come down to this level, right? So, but we can forecast the levels. We can predetermine the levels that it could potentially trade to. Check this out. Zoom in real close. You see this small little inefficiency in here? There's a small little BISI right there. Let me highlight that. Boom, just like that. You can see it trading down into it and repelling off of it. I want to see that become inverted. I'm bearish on the market. So we're going to take opportunities. Like I said, we had a great week. All I was looking for was shorts. Most people, all they know how to do is go long. But here we are shorting the KIs, right? You can profit from the KIs. Why not? Because guess what? They don't give a fuck. Some people might call this immoral, profiting from more or whatever, profiting in KIs. But they're not gonna say nothing when when they're inflating you away, when you're paying high taxes on everything. They just making your life harder. So why not make up for it and outpace inflation by trading these markets? Trading these markets, you can outpace inflation. You just gotta know what you're doing. So look, it comes down, hits this level, rejects, right? That's where we close the week so far. This is a monthly. We got 17 days left in the month. So we got a little over 2 weeks left. So let's go down to the weekly, right? I got all my monthly levels highlighted. All my monthly levels highlighted. And this week so far, it looks like nothing happened. Look at these past 3 weeks, right? Look at the past 3 weeks on the candles. Very volatile, right? Up, down, up, down, up, down, but it's still leaning bearish, right? Still leaning bearish. And if we get some major outlet, man, we got some major shit going on. It's Benjamin Netanyahu dead. The Strait of Hormuz blocked. World War III shit going on. I just seen earlier North Korea launch ballistic missiles near Japan. And these markets haven't moved yet. So what's coming that's really going to move the needle? That's what I'm trying to ask. What's coming that's really going to move the needle in these markets? Because these markets are staged. They're being staged for something. They're being staged for something. Massive volume imbalance on the weekly. Yeah, we traded into that. These markers are being staged for some type of move. I'm telling y'all, something black swanish. We thought we seen the black swan. No, the black swan has not hit yet. And whatever it decides to do, you know what I'm saying, it's going to be it's going to move the needle on these markets, right? Because they're doing something behind the scene, right? And then you know what I'm hearing, y'all? You know what I'm really hearing? I'm hearing nuclear warfare, bro. Like this early in the game. Can y'all fight it out on the ground before you decide to bring the nukes out? I gotta ask y'all that question. When do they decide to bring nukes out? Do they just flat out drop nukes, or do they just fight it out first? Like when nobody can else win, then we'll drop the nukes then. Or do they just play dirty and just drop nukes? And when I say nukes, I'm talking about like little tactical nukes that can blow up a city, not, you know, maybe sections of a city, not like huge bombs and shit, like them heavy ton bombs. But that's why I've been hearing a lot of tactical nukes and shit. Like, are we at the point where they want to use nukes? Because did y'all see Besson? Did y'all see Besson? I'm gonna play it back one time. Let's go back over to Besson, and you tell me. Y'all be the judge, and tell me how, you know, what's the body language. Let me find this guy again. What's the body language after hearing reports of Netanyahu who probably passed away? And America is kind of like, is the war going as they expected? I don't think it's going as they expected. I'm saying, I'm gonna play this one more time.
Coma. This is a claim that's been blasting through social platforms today. And tonight we can tell you it's a very real possibility that Netanyahu was killed in a missile strike. Let's talk about what we know. First of all, Netanyahu had an in-person meeting this week with a U.S. envoy, and that meeting was canceled at the last minute. That means nothing on its own, right? But in reality, Netanyahu has not made any public appearances all week long until last night when a video address to Israel was posted online. Here's the problem with that. That video address became a huge piece of evidence that something is very wrong. Look at the video. It's clearly AI. At one point, Netanyahu has 6 fingers, and then back to 5. Also, at another point in the video, some of his teeth disappear. Then they reappear. The video is clearly AI. It's not Netanyahu. But there's more, because late today, reports that the official office of the Prime Minister account on X posted this tweet before removing it. And that tweet reads like this, quote, "Rumors circulating on social media about PM Benjamin Netanyahu's status are unconfirmed." What does that mean? Unconfirmed? "We urge citizens to rely on verified updates. Efforts are underway to establish contact. PM Netanyahu remains committed to Israel's security." Again, that tweet was later deleted, but again, it's not evidence on its own that he's dead, but it's certainly very strange. Again, saying that these reports are unconfirmed. And then there's another situation that might be related. We don't know yet, but in a shocking moment just hours ago, Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent was pulled out of an interview because the president needed to speak with him urgently in the Situation Room. Watch the way Bessent can't find his words when he comes back.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Check this out, y'all. Check this out. Is this not strange?
See you shortly, Mr. Secretary. Mr. Secretary, I have to say, it's a first, I'm sure a last as well, that an interviewee's been pulled away to go to the Situation Room. How was the president? Was he stressed?
No, the president is in great spirits. The Iranian mission is proceeding well ahead of schedule. And you know, I have to tell you, Wolf, that I have a teenager who's considering military service.
Again.
So is that not strange, y'all? Is that not strange? Why is he acting like this? Now, somebody just said he's a bunch of actors. You know, I know they're a bunch of actors. But is the war going as they saying it's going? You know what I'm saying? Is it going as they're saying it's going? And I'm hearing rumors of like them really considering nuclear war. You know what I'm saying? Like, why? Why drag the world into nuclear war? Because it ain't going your way. You know what I'm saying? It's not going your way. So before y'all even consider that, y'all not going to try to consider boots on the ground? If Benjamin is gone, would they consider nuclear warfare? Because, like, who's running Israel at that point? You know what I'm saying? Which I know he can be out the way and it's still operating. But this is some crazy shit. Let me read the comments. AWB, I remember Metal Gear Solid 2 game in 2002 having AI fake out real presidents that were long gone. Yeah, when they start nuking. Yeah, man. So, yeah, man, that's something crazy. It's all over the internet, and I feel like if there's smoke, there's fire, right? If there's smoke, there's fire. So how does that relate to the market? Well, for example, the Nasdaq, right? This market is being staged. It's being staged for a big move, right? The big move is coming, and I think it's coming to the downside. But what's going to be the trigger? Like blocking the Strait of Hormuz hasn't triggered it yet. Presidents and Ayatollahs dying, that hasn't triggered it yet. What's going to trigger this drop? It has to be some major black swan, right? Whether that's a cyber attack on financial systems or whether that's nuclear warfare. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I'm not here to spread fear. I'm an analyst. As an analyst, if y'all want to learn this skill set, y'all have to follow these things, right? This is part of it. This is a part of it. If there's the technical side, right? The technical side that I'm showing y'all. So whenever y'all learn the technical side of trading, right, you get that down pack, and that's what I specialize in, the technical algorithmic perspective. The second thing you got to do is protect your capital. How can I profit from this, and how can I preserve my capital? It's like a balancing act. I want to profit from this, but I also want to protect myself, right? I want to protect my capital, because when these markets get extremely volatile, you got to kind of like stay out the way. And if something major happens, what's my plan if I can't trade these markets? Because if there's like a cyber event or a nuclear event, they're going to stop all trading. Even crypto people, they're going to pause all that shit. If you don't think they're not going to pause that shit, they're going to pause it. They're going to lock up the exchanges. They're going to make sure you're not able to get nothing. You're not be able to move. You're not going to be able to sell shit. They're going to pull that trick. So how do you position yourself and how do you protect yourself, right? So that's pretty much what I'm speaking on. The Big Ben Tower, Illuminati card game, Google Illuminati. I know about that. I know about that, Dusty. Illuminati card game. I know all about that. Make sure y'all hit that like button, okay? So just looking at the Nasdaq, right? What am I interested in? What can I see the Nasdaq going? So right here in the near term, I can see the Nasdaq coming down for this low right here, right? I can see it trading to this low right there. And that low right there, there's liquidity right there. So let's see how we open up Sunday, which is tomorrow. And let's see if we can reach any lower down to this level. If we go any lower, there's an order block in here we can trade in. But also, let's say we blast through all of that. We have all these lows in here. See these lows? There's liquidity resting below these lows right here. There are pending orders. And then here goes that gap right there on the monthly. And then there's a weekly gap right there as well. So that's the Nasdaq. Let's go look at the S&P, which is leading the Nasdaq. S&P 500 slipping a little faster, right? Let's go to the monthly on the S&P 500. And these markers are very similar. Oh yeah, the S&P is dropping way faster than the Nasdaq, right? So like I said, again, they're very similar. They kind of trade step by step, but they're slightly different. But here goes the range from discount up to premium right there. Discount to premium on the S&P 500. And is anybody in here invested in the S&P? Any type of managed funds? Do y'all invest in the S&P? We day traded. I trade the futures market for the S&P. But look, same thing kind of with the Nasdaq. Look, are they not similar or what? Are they similar or what? What is this right here on the premium side of the S&P 500? What is that on the premium side of the S&P 500? Buy side imbalance, sell side inefficiency right there. Busy. Buy side imbalance, sell side inefficiency. The MAGA 7 expect Nvidia look ready to die. Nvidia looks bad too, but not as bad. Yeah, some of those stocks are gonna hold up because they're critical. They're mission critical. Like Nvidia is mission critical for a lot of shit, especially for the military and shit like that. So some things are mission critical. When we talking about like data centers and shit, like some shit is gonna hold up. The tech stocks I think are gonna kind of like hold themselves up. But like traditional stocks and shit like that, no, it's coming down because those companies are reflecting the economy. But look, I got a BISI. And at a premium, it got a basically at discount. And then we got a small little inefficiency right there that we traded into. But overall, I'm bearish. I can see it coming down. It's starting to slip, right? S&P 500. Go down to the weekly. On the weekly time frame, price reaching for liquidity, resting below the market. If y'all just joining, please subscribe. Please hit that like button. I appreciate y'all joining. I'm going over here on new. I'm going over the markets. I'm an analyst. I specialize in technical analysis, and I also go over these headlines. But we trading down right now, right? There's liquidity resting below this low. Going into next week for the S&P 500, this is my target right there. I want to see a draw to that. Now, y'all might be like, well, that ain't far at all. Well, in points, if we're trading, you know, there's a lot of money you can make from here to here. It's about 100 points. Yeah, we going for that next week. And then if we slip any lower, I can see us taking out these lows right here. You see these relative equal lows? I can see us trading down to these lows right here. So let me show you. There are pending orders right there resting in the market, right? So right now, bearish. Go down to the daily for the S&P. Is this market high resistance or low resistance? Y'all tell me in the chat. Is it high resistance or is it low resistance? S&P 500. High resistance or low resistance? Yep, dusty high resistance. What makes it high resistance? Well, look at the past few days. You see all this back and forth in here. All this, like, you see the bodies of the candles. You see these wicks. They're pretty much compressed and they're held within each other's body. Yeah, they're being held within each other's body, right? So that makes this market high resistance. But now it's starting to loosen up a little bit. You see it kind of like the bodies are starting to widen out and now it's starting to try to reach. That tells me there's about to be some speed coming in the market and it's going to want to drop, right? Liquidity. Markets are algorithmic, right? What does low resistance look like? Low resistance look like this right here. When price rallies and it starts to trade, you know, trade with distance and not so compressed, right? So the bodies start to widen out and it's starting to reach. It's trying to reach for something. For example, right here, this sell-off right here. This is low resistance liquidity run where it trades up. Check it out. It don't just drop for no reason. It trades up, takes out liquidity, right? Right here. Sweeps buy side liquidity. Above that high, pending orders to short. They have triggered orders to short the market. Sweep those highs and then it drops. Low resistance liquidity run, right? Where you see the bodies, they're not compressed. They're not tightly trading close together. I like to call it barcoding, right? When the price is barcoding, that makes the market very difficult to analyze and trade in because they're taking out traders on both sides. Let me show you an example with a barcode. When the markets are doing this right here, and this is a good analogy for y'all to understand. When y'all see price doing this right here, creating like a barcode, you know what I'm saying? When it creates like a barcode, that lets you know the market is high resistance. So hopefully, you know, write that down. That's a key note so y'all can understand the market is high resistance, low resistance. The best conditions in any market, this goes for any asset class, is when the market is in low resistance liquidity conditions, where it is trending one direction and it's not doing this back and forth. Now, you can trade in these conditions, right, when it's barcoding, but you got to be real nimble. You got to be a scalper. You got to be a high frequency trader. A lot of y'all here don't know nothing about that, right? A lot of y'all here don't know about high frequency trading. But you can trade in all of this barcoding right here. You see that? There's ways to get in here and get out instantly and not hold these trades for long at all. Right? And now it's starting to loosen up and I can see us going into next week, low resistance. Y'all in the chat. What kind of candle is this right here? What kind of this up close candle that is green? What kind of candle is that right there? Make sure y'all smash that like button, subscribe. If y'all brand new, subscribe. What kind of candle is that right there in the chat, y'all? Come on now. Let me get the participation. There you go. Bearish order block. Shout out to you, AWB. That's a bearish order block. Bearish order block, right? So it's the opening price of an up close candle. So you see order flow is bearish. Check this out. Let me show you some algorithmic shit, right? So check it out. I'm gonna start here. We go up for the S&P 500. We sweep liquidity. Liquidity is where pending orders are resting in the market. Teaching y'all something. Liquidity is where pending orders are resting in the market. So price goes up, sweeps liquidity, right? And then it drops. But it goes into high resistance conditions and it's very difficult. But I could still work in this. But when it drops, right, it takes out sell side liquidity, pending orders in the market. And what they do is they buy back. And when they buy back, and let me show you, for example, they drop it, take out sell side liquidity right there. Orders resting below the market. Now we're getting into more of the technical stuff, right? Y'all like, you know, this is what you're kind of here for. I try to be a little balance of headlines and news, but then here, this is what I specialize in. So this is when you kind of like, you either gonna watch the video back or you sit here and learn. But we drop down, we take out old lows, right? Sell side liquidity. They buy it back. When they buy it back, they send it higher. And when they send it higher, let's zoom a little closer, right? This candle right here, this up close candle. Right here, this is a bearish order block. So let's highlight that bearish order block right here from the opening candle right there. And I'm gonna draw it out to the left. Right there, I'm gonna draw it all the way out to the left. I'm gonna label it bearish order block right there. So when price trades back into this, smart money is buying. They're shorting, right? Trades right back into that candle, they're shorting. Ignore the wicks, right? Ignore the wicks. Now let's say I divide this order block in half, right? Let's get the midpoint of that and show you how key that is. Let's take this Fibonacci down to the opening price, and now we're going to get the midpoint. I'm gonna clone this, drop it right there at the middle, and I'm gonna remove the Fibonacci. So now the middle of the order block is called mean threshold. That is the threshold of it flipping bullish or bearish, right? So we trade above it. Yeah, we close above it a little bit, but then the following candles consolidate. What they're doing in here, they're shorting at these levels. They're shorting inside the body of this order block. They're shorting inside the body of this order block, which is a bearish order block. Why is it a bearish order block? Because the market has shifted bearish. Once we took out liquidity up here and we broke down and start clearing out these lows, that's your signal that the market is about to reverse. Check it out. If I take a Fibonacci from this high right here down to this low right here, you're going to get a Dilling range. Let's see what that looks like. High to low, right? You got a Dilling range. Let's put my optimal trade entry, OTE. What does that look like? Boom, right there. Now y'all might not be able to see all this. It might look crazy, but OTE is pretty much price trading back up into the premium, the 50% level. Above it is premium. We trade back up into the premium. They're shorting at premiums. They're not shorting at discount. They're shorting at premium levels. And those levels so happen to trade up into these specific levels, 0.79, 0.705, 62, and the 50. So all inside of here, they are shorting at a premium, right? They're putting in their shorts, and they put their shorts in way back in February and in January. They were shorting up here at the liquidity. So the market makers, smart money entities, they've been in this market ahead of all this conflict and geopolitical warfare. They already know. If you don't think that's the truth, then I don't know what to tell you. They've already been in these markets for months, and they're already well positioned in this short, right? So they could trade into this order block, they drop it, trade back into it. That's a second stage short. So they're allowing themselves multiple opportunities to get short inside this order block. And then what do? It kind of drops. But when they drop it, check it out. When they drop it, what is this candle right here? This up close candle right there. That's also a bearish order block, right? Bearish order block. This up close candle. Once price drops, right, and breaks the opening price, and also you can include this one as well. That's two consecutive candles is one order block, but I'm choosing to use the upper one because I want more of a premium if I was to short this. That's something for your nose. I'm choosing to short it up at this one. It drops, it pierces the opening price. As soon as this candle right here, right, drops and tags the opening price, the order block is activated. And then this candle closes, and then the next day it gaps lower, open, trades right into the order block, right? Sells off, comes back, closes. The next day it opens down here, drops, trades back up, order block, closes. Next day, it drops, right? So they're consolidating, right? They're consolidating. It drops, closes. The next day, opens, trades right back into the order block. Look at the precision, right? Every time it trades into the order block, you get a reaction. Look at that right there. This candle right here trades into it. Boom, just like that, sells off. The next candle sells off, and then guess what? Look at this candle right here. It's an order block, but we call it a propulsion block. Propulsion block. It's a order block, but all it's doing is propelling price to go even lower. So look, we trade down, right? Take out these lows. The next candle opens, trades up into the propulsion block, which is a bearish order block. Boom, trades into it. Next candle trades into it again. Trades into it again. They're putting in orders, y'all. They putting in shorts. And then what does it do? It eventually rolls over. And then check it out. Once it rolls over, soon as it pierces the opening price of this candle right here, it drops down, pierces it, closes beneath it. Next candle opens, trades up into it, and then drops. And that's how we close Friday. So that's how y'all use order blocks, right? Order blocks have to be in sync with order flow. So if order flow is bearish, I'm looking for only bearish order blocks, not bullish order blocks. Some of y'all might be like, well, hey, it's trading into this right here, over here, which is a bullish order block. Let me show you. You might say, well, we just traded into a bullish order block, but you're not understanding that order flow is bearish. It's not bullish. So when it trades into this bullish order block over here to the left, it's trading right through it because you're not understanding that this is bearish. Order flow is bearish. What is it seeking? Liquidity. Once it takes out liquidity, a significant level of liquidity, then it will reverse and then go bullish. So this bullish order block over here, it was a part of a bullish order flow. Y'all smash that like button if y'all learning. Subscribe to the channel, right? Smash that like button if you're learning. Subscribe to the channel. So this bullish order block right here drops down. It becomes bullish after it what? Takes out liquidity. After it sweeps liquidity. See these old lows over here? Sell side liquidity right there. They sweep the lows. Price then does what? Displaces higher. When it displaces higher, this candle right here becomes activated. Boom. Right there. It closes above it. The following candle opens, trades down into the bullish order block. Can you make that up? Can we make that up? Can we make that up? No, you can't make that up. It's not random. Look how price trades down into it. Guess what they're doing? Buying. Buying. Why doesn't it come down to this volume balance? Because the order block is good enough. If it does come down there, you just get a deeper discount. But they didn't want to drop it down there. They was ready to send it higher. So they dropped down into the bullish order block. Price rallies, trades into this SIBI. And then eventually what? Trades up into highs, equal highs. Liquidity. Buy side liquidity right there. Right? Trades into buy side liquidity. And then it drops down. After taking out liquidity, they take all profits. They're taking profits. And then it kind of consolidates, retraces. When it retraces, comes back down, fair value gaps. And then it expands higher to clear out this high right here. Right? So that's how you use order blocks. That's how you understand order flow. You got to understand order flow and what price is doing. And it's based around liquidity. Liquidity is the number one thing that price is reaching for. Outside of liquidity, you're going to be all over the place. If you don't understand what the liquidity is, you're going to think everything is an order block. You're going to think everything is bullish order block or everything is a bearish order block. Right? Smash that like button if y'all learning something, man. If y'all learn something. So yeah, that's how you read order blocks. And so right now in the S&P, we have closed very bearish. So I think we're going to gap open tomorrow, right? I think we're going to gap open tomorrow. And I think we're just going to run lower. The market is going to open up, trying to reach lower going into tomorrow. So we had a strong close on Thursday and Friday, strong bearish close. So that's why my title of my live stream says warning, or my thumbnail, it says warning. right? Economic trouble, because that's what's coming, right? That's what's coming. We can see it. You know, we going over all the scenarios. We going over all the things that suggest that these markets are in a situation, right? Come over here right quick. Any headlines? Any headlines? I probably can click off of that. So yeah, the biggest thing right now is we need to find out if fucking Netanyahu is fucking alive or dead, right? We need to find out if he's alive or dead. I'm gonna get into crypto here shortly, right? So look at Iraq. So it started off with Iran. Iraqis are now burning Baal. You know what I'm saying? They're over there in Iraq burning this statue. So somebody in the chat, tell me the significance of this statue, because I don't know all about it. I don't know everything about this statue. I understand what they're trying to say, you know, but I don't understand, you know, it gets deep over there. Breaking news, North Korea fires ballistic missiles in the Sea of Japan. Japan issues emergency alert. See what they got to say. Oh, they just flexing. Man, I remember North Korea was like a dinosaur. Now they a big player at the table, right? 2 fuel tanks are on fire in Pasadena, Texas, right? So here we are, you know, oil refineries burning up and shit. It's crazy. Let me see. 9 a.m. Let's trade. 9:05 liquidated. How many of y'all have ever felt like this right here, right? How many of y'all have ever did this? Up bright and early, traded, and then got liquidated at 9:05, 5 minutes later. That's crazy. Y'all in California, this is y'all driving to work, knowing your government might pull a false flag on you at any time, right? Is that how some of y'all commute to work? Is that somehow, you know, is that how some of y'all commute to work? Let's see what else I got updated. Pretty much went over a lot of stuff, man. Look, they saying Netanyahu is in hell. You know what I'm saying? They saying he's fucking burning in hell. That's crazy. Man, we need to get this confirmed. Where is Bibi? Has anyone seen Bibi? Right? Crazy. See what this kid got to say.
Y'all, we are so cooked. We are so cooked. $8. Oh my. $8.39 for Supreme, and that is real. Literally, look at that. That is real, folks. Right here, $8. California gas prices, bro. I have never seen anything like that before. Oh my God. Y'all.
How many of y'all living in California? Have y'all seen the $8 gas yet? You know what I'm saying? Hey, this y'all type of girl right here for the men, for the fellas. This y'all type of woman. You know what I'm saying? Y'all just got married. Y'all just tied a knot. She up there trading. Hey, get you one. Let's see what Minnesota Governor Jesse Ventura has to say. You know what I'm saying? Didn't he used to be a wrestler? I forgot. Jesse Ventura.
You know what I've always said? You know how you got to vote to go to war, supposedly? I've always said we should pass a law that when Congress votes to go to war, someone in their immediate family has to begin immediate military service. If they vote yes to go to war, then someone in their family, because I'm sick and tired of the Vietnam stuff. You know what?
So yeah, that's Jesse Ventura, man. Jesse Ventura. Someone with this profile pic, like, look how they did Donald Trump, yo. That's crazy. It's crazy, man. See what this guy got to say.
The new talking point from Obama did it better. Obama did it better. The new talking point from MAGA is, well, Obama dropped bombs too. Yeah, he did. And he did it better. Obama was able to use surgical strikes and limited military operations to take out targets and not start a fucking war. How about that shit? He did it better. In fact, most of the things that the Trumpies like about Trump, Obama did better. We'll go with unemployment. Obama did better. Economy. Obama did better. Deportations. Obama did better. He was able to deport way more people than Donald Trump, and he's able to do it on 1/10 of the freaking budget. Yeah? And without sending fucking goon squads into American cities. Obama did it better. Obama was able to get across a health care bill. Trump can't. Obama did it better. Obama was able to get tax cuts for the low and middle class. Trump for the upper class, for the rich. Obama did it better. So trying to say that Obama did it too on any subject just shows the failure of Trump and the failure of his people to recognize that everything that Trump said Obama did it fucking better. They just don't like that a black man did it better than a white man. And one last point, let's not forget that Obama was able to get Iran to enter into a non-proliferation treaty for nukes. Trump couldn't do it, so Obama did it better.
Man, what y'all think about that? I have no comments, you know what I'm saying? I try to stay neutral, you know what I'm saying? And one more time, you know, because I'm not going to the draft, man. I'm not going to the draft. If they try to draft me, man, I'm still in that age group. Military, when the Trump starts announcing ground invasion. You know what I'm saying? When that recruiter come to your house and y'all under 39, this how you got to act, yo. This how you got to act.
Oh my God.
Gotta act.
What happened to him?
A bunch of young Gen Zs right now. A lot of millennials right now. That's how we gotta act, man.
Oh my God. What happened to him?
Can't get enough of that right there, man. That is hilarious. Teach them young, yo. Teach them young. So this is my plan with my channel, you know what I'm saying? Doing the technical analysis. I plan on teaching mine young. So, you know, get them started early. Right out the womb, you know what I'm saying? Right out the womb. See what this kid got to say.
With some Hope Corps news for you. Benjamin Netanyahu might be dead, and if this is true, that's truly massive fucking news. I wanted to start this morning with some Hope Corps news for you. Iran and China are claiming that the Prime Minister of Israel, Benjamin Netanyahu, is officially dead. Well, Israel came out with a video last night of Benjamin Netanyahu giving a press conference saying, no, he's alive. But what's really ironic about it is everyone came to the internet going, wait, this video was clearly AI, because at one part of the video, Benjamin has 6 fingers on one side of his hand, and another part of the video, he has 2 sets of teeth, and his voice cadence is very unusual, not the same as how he talks. I ran it through Grok AI, and even Grok AI is going, yeah, this video is AI, so we'll see what comes of that. Now, U.S. Treasury Scott Bessent was pulled from an interview live, and someone told him word for word verbatim, the president wants to see you right away. Scott came back looking nervous as hell. Don't know if the 2 stories are correlated, but both of those are really important news stories. Real quick, Purple Populist Show, 15 episodes out now, episode 16 coming very soon. You can comment link and then check your DM, so make sure to comment link, comment for KIA. So rest in peace to all of the stories. KC-135 that I mentioned that went down in Iraq, the refueling aircraft did in fact end up with 4 KIA. So rest in peace to all of the soldiers that lost their lives there. Last news story, thousands of Chinese fishing boats are amassing near Taiwan in the East China Sea.
Oh, shit.
Fishing boats. We'll see if they're actually fishing boats in the thousands. You know, no, it's not fishing boats, but fishing boats is what the claim is, are amassing in the East China Sea. We'll see if China ends up making the move on Taiwan. I mean, this would be the time for them to do it. You know, the time is now or never. We'll see if they end up making that move or not. My name is Hunter Howell. I'm sending you my love. Make sure to check out the link in my bio, and more news will be coming later today.
So shout out to him, man. He's reporting that, hey, there's activity in the South China Sea. Activity in the South China Sea. Here's what a billionaire friend told me about the Iran conflict. Let's see what this guy got to say. See what he has to say.
Situation is getting progressively worse. I just got out of a meeting with one of my billionaire friends, and they tend to know a little bit more, so that's why I'm making this emergency video for you guys. So it's about to get a lot worse, and let me explain exactly what this means. So when it comes to UAE, because a lot of people who live in UAE and Emirates, Dubai, Abu Dhabi, they're actually extremely worried right now. But this is not what you're supposed to be worried. I will explain what you're supposed to worry about, because if you look at the drone numbers in the UAE, it was like 200 drones, 300 drones per day. Now it has gone down to like 27, 26. So Iran is really running out of steam, and this marketing stunt to create chaos in the Middle East by attacking Dubai is just nonsense, and it's coming to the end. What you're supposed to worry about, the billionaires I know, they're not worried about Dubai. What they're worried about is this right here, because the Strait of Hormuz is currently closed and the US oil has gone up to $120. Then the US manipulated the price because they have a lot of reserves, and it's back up to $100. $100 oil or above $100, this is the end. And this is the problem. And this is exactly what Iran wants. Because if you look at GDP that just came out, GDP came out at 0.7. Forecast was 1.4. So GDP is contracting at record pace. This is insane. So the economy is heading towards a collapse. If you're looking at inflation, inflation has also just jumped up quite tremendously. So this is creating a situation where we have what? Exactly. Stagflation. So the Fed cannot cut rates, Fed cannot increase rates. So something is about to break. And the worst part of all of this is here, that Trump is sending thousands of troops to Middle East as Iran steps up the whatever. So they're currently considering a ground invasion of Iran, which means it's going to take a while. And the oil price can keep skyrocketing and skyrocketing, and people will have less money, and they cannot cut rates. And this will all end in a huge global recession and a big financial problem. However, if you position yourself right now and you accumulate the right assets, you can actually make shitloads of money from this. So don't worry about Dubai, worry about inflation, and this is what's about to happen.
Yeah, he's talking about positioning yourself. Position yourself, right? Positioning yourself, which that's what we're going over, right? Let me see. Hard times, y'all, hard times. You know, this is what we're going to have to do. This is what we're going to have to do for gas. You know what I'm saying? This is what we're going to have to do for gas.
Hey, got that gas for you. You know what I'm saying? Look, 1 for 15, 2 for 25. Come holler at me. I'm at the Exxon right now. Got that gas. Look, I got 87. I got 83. I mean, 87, 89. I don't do that Ferrari shit. You motherfuckers with all that fast shit, y'all got to go on. You know what I'm saying? You get your 2 for 25. You know what I'm saying? Gas prices going up sky high. You know what I'm talking about? I got you. Holla at me. I'm going to be at your surrounding gas stations. I'm at Exxon right now. Gas sitting on about 376. Look. Rack up.
Is that illegal? Or is that, can we do that? Can we sell gas in baggies? Can we start selling gas in baggies? Is that illegal? They started masking again, so they saying, look, Netanyahu, what's going on, man? What's going on with the neck? What's going on? Right? Is that him? Is that him? That's crazy. But yeah, man, look, Uber drivers, they locked in. Uber drivers, you know, they gotta be locked in. They watching the headlines, they trading the markets, right? Imagine you getting an Uber and you see this, and your Uber driver is trading the charts in the markets. Imagine that. All right, imagine that. Let me see what else. Headlines. Massive military equipment being moved across the United States. They probably shipping it overseas. Ain't no telling. We got an Epstein spotting, bro. We got an Epstein spotting out here in Tel Aviv. That's what they saying. They done spotted Epstein out here. Let's see. There he is. He alive, y'all. He alive. There he is. There he is. He alive, bro. Yeah, man. We got an Epstein sighting, bro. What the hell? Why is that man walking around? Let's see what old Alex Jones got to say. You know what I'm saying? He's always animated. He's always animated. Let's see what Alex Jones had to say.
This is a disaster. Because Iran's willing to take the pain. And Trump was warned not to do this. But again, people are asking me to cover it. I will cover it. Remember in a week when all this comes out to be true. And I told you it's bullshit. People love the clickbait. They love it. And it's dangerous. Because we need to be credible. We don't want to sit here and just spout bullshit. We want to cover the facts. Now, Trump's in a corner. Because if they keep the Strait of Hormuz closed, that will trigger an economic collapse. And now Iran's not giving up. So even if Trump tries to declare victory, taking out their missiles, Iran's not going to do that. This is fuck around, find out moment. This is a real crisis. This is a disaster, ladies and gentlemen.
So yeah, that's Alex Jones. He says fuck around and find out moment. So yeah, man, that's pretty much what I got for the headlines. Before I get out of here, let's look at some gold. Let's look at some silver. This is the gold market. Gold is starting to slip, man. I think gold is going to come down a little bit, but it's very quiet right now because I think a lot of the attention is off of gold. They've accumulated a whole lot of gold in the past few years. So now money is being moved into other markets when we're talking about paper. You know, it's real quiet about the gold markets. Just a few months ago, gold was it was in the headlines, right? So now look, gold coming down. There's a lot of liquidity, right? I can see it coming down, taking out these lows near term, and possibly trading down and taking out these lows right here. So that's me on gold. I think gold wants to come down, but I'm more bullish on gold than I am on silver. And this is silver right now. Silver trading at $80 an ounce. I can kind of see silver slipping, coming down to about $71 an ounce. And if it gets really crazy, they can drop it back below $60 an ounce. So I'm looking at liquidity. Where's the lows at? Because the lows are your indication on where the orders are. So silver, sell side liquidity. Near term, coming down $78 right there. If it gets any lower, come down to this low right here. Liquidity, right? So that's what I got on silver. I want to see these lows targeted because it's definitely it's pretty much topping out, and I think they want to bring it back down. So that's a liquidity grab, liquidity event. Crypto, Bitcoin right now, right? Let's go out. Crypto, Bitcoin currently consolidating right now. It's at 70,000. It's fluctuating. It went up earlier this month to about 74,000, but here we are back down to 70,000. I'm still bearish on Bitcoin for now, but these cryptos are wild cards. You know, crypto is a wild card. They might start needing to use crypto to do transact. At this point, if you're Iran, if you're China, why aren't you already using alternative payment systems? You have nothing to lose, right? You have nothing to lose. Go right ahead and start using alternative payment systems. And to me, that's going to kick off the crypto revolution. But hey, I don't know what the catalyst, I don't know what the stage is going to be. I don't know what the catalyst or nor the stage. Crypto right now is kind of dormant, but at any moment it could pop off, right? It could pop off at any moment. Let's go out to a 3-month for Bitcoin. Bitcoin right now trading inside of this bullish order block. Boom, right there, trading down into it. And it's holding inside of it. So it's like neutral. It's kind of like 50-50. It could go either way. And I'm not sure which way they want to send it right now. But I'm neutral right now. They're just holding the crypto market. But if it comes lower, Bitcoin going to 49,000, 48,000, right? If it can support this order block and kind of trade higher, but it's still a long-term outlook. Still a long-term outlook. Let's look at the weekly. Weekly, right? Weekly chart on Bitcoin. Trading up. But what is it trading into? Y'all in the chat, tell me what that is right there. What kind of candle is this right here? Let me know in the chat. What is that? I'm going to wrap it up here shortly. What kind of candle is that in the chat? It's a SIBI. Sell side imbalance, buy side inefficiency. Shout out to you, Shep. It trades into it, and that's what it just recently rejected off of, right? So Bitcoin is just being held in kind of a high resistance condition, but it's trading inside of this SIBI, and that's right now the cattle. That's what it's doing right now, and it traded in there yesterday, and it rejected, and now here we are right here. So Bitcoin compressed. It's very compressed. So I kind of want to see, like, I'm still leaning bearish because I see these lows in here. That's too clean. So Bitcoin might come down and want to grab these lows on the sell side and come back down to 64, come back down to 62 and break below 59,000, right? So it's just a wait and see thing. Wait and see thing, right? That's Bitcoin. Let's look at XRP. XRP. XRP, I kind of had the same neutral perspective on it. This is a weekly time frame. It recently traded into this weekly SIBI right here, but now it's kind of like showing weakness. There's a small little bearish order block right here. You can see it traded into that. Look at the bodies. Look at the wicks trading into the body of this candle right here. That's a bearish order block. Right now, if we trade above it and break through the midpoint and close, then I'm gonna eliminate that as an order block and it can trade back into this area. But right now, Bitcoin, XRP, all at discounts. Bitcoin, XRP, all at discounts. And right now, it's just consolidating. It's like crypto is being staged for some type of event. All these markets are being staged. So what's going to be the catalyst to move these markets? Anything else, y'all, before I get up out of here? Hopefully I want y'all to enjoy y'all weekend. Y'all want me to go over anything? Y'all want me to review anything? Y'all got any questions? Let me know. Let me know before I get up out of here. Pretty much covered everything going into the weekend. I'm expecting things to escalate even more because I think this is March Madness, and I think March is going to be one of those months where it's just, like I said, March Madness. March Madness. Y'all want me to go over anything? Y'all make sure y'all subscribe. If you brand new, subscribe. If you brand new, subscribe. I don't think YouTube is pushing my content in the algorithm, right? I don't think they're really pushing it. So I don't know what it takes to break into YouTube's algorithm. Shep, thanks a lot for the analysis. Everyone stay safe. Appreciate it, Shep. Appreciate it. Appreciate you joining, Shep. As always. As always. Anybody else? 14 people in here. Nobody got nothing to say. I like the engagement. I like to talk to my community. I like to talk to y'all. That makes this fun. That makes this fun. It keeps me wanting to do it when I can communicate with y'all. All right. Hopefully y'all learned something. I'm going to get back to like more technical trading, but I kind of like that can be dry and boring if y'all understand that. Now, some of y'all might be interested and that's all y'all want to watch. But I know most people don't want to learn this skill of technical analysis, TA, you know what I'm saying? So that's why I kind of try to mix in the news side of it and get a little entertainment in there as well, because, you know, just straight pure TA, if that ain't your world and you really don't care for that, you might not, you know, it might go over your head, because I can get really technical. And if I get really technical, it can get really dry and boring. Some of y'all might like that, but others don't like that. So I try to keep it a little balanced. AWB, you say you're doing good. Keep going. Keep doing a good job. Keep it fun. Yeah, man. Got to keep it fun, man, because this can get, you know, you already know AWB. It's take work, right? Not everybody's willing to put in the work. Not everybody is willing to put in the work. You know what I'm saying? To understand even where to start with this. I can get extremely technical with this. I might create a course on YouTube. I might drop a course on YouTube. But no, everybody doesn't understand how technical this could get. Right? And it's a lot of work. But who in here is ready to put in that work to learn what I'm trying to show y'all? Who's ready to put in this work? Because you can make a lot of money. I made a lot of money in 4 years doing this. Right? I made a lot of money in 4 years doing this. Trading crypto and futures and Forex. But you got to learn the skill set first. You got to learn the skill set first. Right? So that's it for today. I don't know if I want to go live unless something pop up tomorrow. I might go live. I don't know. I'm trying to be a little consistent and not experience burnout. You know what I'm saying? Not experience the burnout, but this is my lifestyle. And so I do get burnt out with this trading in these markets because I made it a lifestyle. So, but I love it though. I love it. I love it. I love this shit, but it impacts everything. That's the crazy part. Should I be in love with this? I don't think I should be in love with this, because people are losing everything because of economies and macroeconomics in these markets. And they're highly manipulated by the most corrupt people in the world. So definitely an interesting world that we live in as traders and speculators. Let me see. All right, man. Appreciate y'all joining. That's going to be it for the day. Stay tuned. I'll be back with y'all on the next update. Peace out. Make sure y'all subscribe. Hit that like button.